Sew a Lot, and I'm here today with a new video which is a bit of a mashup really of some of the things I've made over the past few months. I made some patterns which have been new to me, so I thought you might be interested to see. So just to warn you, I've got a little friend staring at me. My cat is desperately trying to attack my tripods and me. So yes, just to pre-warn you, I might be slightly distracted. Okay, so one of the things I made quite a while ago, and I made two of them, is the Wilder gown or shirt from Friday Pattern Company. When the pattern first came out, I've seen lots of versions of it, and I have to admit that the dress version, it didn't really appeal to me, because it's quite roomy, quite flowy. It looks great on a lot of people, although I have to admit the ones I prefer are ones that have been worn with a belt. But yes, it didn't really appeal to me. And then I saw a couple of versions of just the shirt, and still I was unsure because I wasn't really sure about the sleeves, because the sleeves are a bit of a strange length, and ordinarily they don't have any cinching in either, so they're just sort of and they're not even like a bell sleeve, they're just a normal sleeve, slightly wide, which is sort of mid-lower, well, forearm length. So yeah, but I did see a couple of versions that I thought actually I might make it. So when I went to I think it was the Knitting and Stitching show in the autumn, I wanted to pick up some of the Lisa Comfort rounds, which hadn't been out that long at that point. So I picked up the black colourway. I think it's called Sprinkles, the range, obviously, and I picked up the black colourway and also the brown, which I think is actually called Cinnamon. I can't show you that unfortunately because I have literally just washed it because I wore it this week to work. But yes, it's the perfect weight for blouses, shirts, anything like that. I think you could also make culottes and skirts, as long as they were loose flowy skirts, they'd be fine. So anyway, I'll stand up and show you. Hopefully you can see. So what I did was I kept the sleeve length exactly the same, but I've actually added a channel and put elastic in mine to cinch them in. It's obviously got this, it's quite a busy print, so it might be quite hard to see, but it's obviously got a necktie, and it's really simple construction because it's all one piece, there's no attaching the collar or anything. The collar is just folded down, and then sorry, my cat. And then the tie is inserted through, and it's really unusual because obviously as well it has raglan sleeves, which is very unusual for a blouse. But I think because you've got the cinching in around the neck, obviously this creates all the gathers to make it fit you. It is a bit of a weird sensation when you first wear it, because I think it's made worse by the fact that obviously I've cinched the sleeves in, but it is, it kind of pulls a little bit. So yeah, but I really love a pussy bow blouse, and it was pretty easy, it took me about an hour and a half to make. So yes, I would recommend it. I would recommend it. I made the smallest size, I think, because I didn't want it to be too voluminous. So yes, sorry I'm so distracted. My cat is attacking one of my makes on the floor as we speak. Okay, so I'm going to get changed because I've got 1, 2, 3 more things to show you. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, another one of my recent makes is this, and I am absolutely in love with it. You've seen this from me before, but it is the Deer and Doe Magnolia dress. I've made it before in a viscose, and this time I managed to purchase some of this gorgeous Meet the Maker viscose from Lamazi fabrics. Over Christmas they had like a Advent special offers every day, and I think it was around sort of Boxing Day time. They had 25% off all their fabrics. Well, I'd had my eye on this fabric since I saw Emma from the Zipperfoot made a Tilly and the Buttons indigo dress from it, and I'd had my eye on it. And when the sale came up, I thought, yes, I'm going to get it. So I'd also seen a version made by the lovely Terry of Crafty Welsh One. I think that's what she's still called. And she made it without the ties, and I've made it with the ties before. But I thought it made it a bit more of an everyday kind of dress. Obviously, it's still quite a special dress, but I think it makes it slightly more wearable without the ties. So I'll stand up so I can show you. It's a good length on me. It is probably a couple of inches above my knees. It's obviously got a side zip. Don't know if you can see my little zip hanging there. Yeah, it's got a side zip, it's got the waistband. I did the long sleeve version this time, and I've cinched in the sleeves again with some elastic that's in the pattern. I did have a bit of trouble with fitting over the bust on this one. I did have to take it in quite a lot, and actually I think it's something to do with the arm side. The arm side needs adjusting for me, maybe slightly higher, because as you can see it kind of pulls. So what I've actually done is I have stitched together my bodice fronts here because it kept pulling open and I just could not get the fit right. So I will need to adjust my pattern. And I actually made, so I made 2 of the Wilder gown shirts, but I also made 2 of these Magnolia dresses. So let me just grab the other one. Okay, so the other one that I've made is this yellow one. Excuse me, my cat is trying to attack it. And this one I did make with the ties, and I do really like it. I'll insert a picture of me wearing it because I do have one. But this is a peach skin, so essentially a crepe, but it's got a, instead of having a textured feel, it's actually smooth. My cat is attacking the ties. Get off! And yes, it's from Material Girl Laura. It's a really lovely feel. The only trouble with obviously using a polyester or a crepe that doesn't have any stretch is that it doesn't really have as much movement as you would like, so it's slightly more restrictive. So I had to let the arms out, let the arm size out on this version. It's fine, but when you wear it, it is slightly more restrictive. Okay, so I'm going to get changed and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, one of the other things that I've made is the Pleiades dress from, what is the pattern company called? French Poetry. And I have a feeling, forgive me if I'm not pronouncing Pleiades right, from recollection I think it is another name for the constellation of 7 sisters, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is. And when you look at French Poetry's patterns, they are all named after stars and space and things like that. She's got a pair of shorts called Orion, so there's a similar theme. Okay, so I made the Pleiades dress. Forgive me, it is slightly crumpled, although fortunately it's made out of double gauze, and I haven't ironed it, it has just come out the wash. So I do think that that is one of the things about double gauze, it is supposed to be crumpled, so you don't have to worry too much about ironing it. You could do with some ironing around the neckline though, to help the facing sit correctly, so just to warn you, I haven't ironed it. Okay, so I made it from a double gauze, and it's navy with a lovely dandelion seed heads, and this was from So By the Sea in Margate. And if I stand back, it's obviously got the, I made the version that's got the tiered skirt, so it's got a gathers, it's got an extra sort of panel which is all gathered. It's got this Empire line bodice with the seam down the front, and I have also put cover buttons on mine. I went for, it's got a couple of options on the sleeve, and I went for the lantern sleeve because I hadn't made that before. So essentially it's a piece of fabric which is gathered into the arm, the sleeve, the hem of the sleeve, and then gathered into some binding around the bottom, and I think it's really effective. And I haven't, like I say, I haven't made lantern sleeve before, but yes, I really liked it. It also comes with the option for a tie, which is quite nice, and I think it's just got standard sleeves, a short sleeve and a 3/4 sleeve, I believe, as well. So yes, I really like this dress. I did have a few issues with fitting. I think I made the smallest size, and it did come up really big in the bodice area. I know it's supposed to be a loose fitting dress around that area, but for me there was way too much fabric here. I also had slight difficulty with the V. My centre fronts didn't seem to match up, and it looked like it was supposed to be quite a bit lower, but I just carried on stitching to make it higher because I thought that was too low for me and I'd be uncomfortable wearing it. So, and I do think actually since I sewed it, she has slightly amended the pattern to make the front slightly higher. But yes, it's a really great pattern. I was going to, because it was double gauze, and double gauze is a recommended fabric, I was going to go with the Myosotis dress by Deer and Doe, but I'm still unsure about that because it is so oversized. So I thought this was a better option. It's quite similar, but it's got lots of different features and slightly more fitted in the bodice area. So yes, I'm really pleased with it. I've worn it lots and the fabric is really lovely. So I've got one more thing to show you, so I'm going to get changed. Sorry if I'm rushing, but I only have a small amount of time. I've got to take my son to a hospital appointment, so I've got to run back down to school in a minute and grab him and rush off and then to work. So, you know, busy. So I'm going to get changed and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so last thing. My cat keeps attacking me in the intervals. I don't know what's wrong with her. What's wrong with you? She's sitting right next to me. Okay, so the last thing that I made, and you have seen this from me before, but I really like it, so I thought I would show you. And it's been a while since you saw the last one. I made the Jennifer Lauren Ivy Pinafore. This has two versions. It's got a really loose version, which is oversized, or it's also got a fitted version. I went for the fitted version, and I've made it from just I think it's a stretch. I've made it from just a plain denim, but it does have a stretch to it. As you can see, I've also put poppers on it. You can put buttons on it. I'm actually all Jennifer Lauren because this is the Ostara t-shirt as well, which is a really great pattern. So it's quite short on me. I have put a big hem on it though. I don't know if you can actually see that, but I have got, I think it's like 2.5 inches hem. It's obviously quite fitted, but as it's from a stretch denim, I don't think that really matters. And it's also fully lined, and I've lined it with this really beautiful viscose. I only had 1 metre of it, and I managed to line it from Satisfaction that I bought in the summer. I don't think they have it anymore, but I think it goes really well. And I really like this dress. It's really comfy, really easy to throw on. Sorry if it looks a bit crumpled. I haven't ironed this one either, but it's quite a simple make as far as pinafore dresses. And it also has, I don't know if you can see, it's got a yoke across the back that continues around the front to make the straps. And yes, I'm really happy with it. So that's all I've got to show you and all I've got time for today. So hopefully I'll be back soon. I have done a couple of pattern tests, which I'm hoping they're going to be released soon. I've got a couple of blog posts coming up this month, one for Lamazi and one for Satisfaction. And those are both makes that I haven't made before, and I'm really looking forward to sharing those with you as well. And I've also got a couple of things that I've cut out and I'm hoping to make. So I'm hoping that my Sojo is getting back to some sense of normality after quite a long break with so much going on. So yes, hopefully I'll see you soon. Thanks for stopping by. Bye. Yoko, what are you doing? Hey? You are cute. Stop scratching me though. Just want to lick me really, don't you?